Oh, yeah, Hulk Hogan, I remember way back when the Mega Powers were bonded, yeah. You made a lot of promises to the Macho Man, didn't you? Promises that you didn't keep. I remember one specific one, yeah. You promised that Elizabeth would never be in a dangerous position. You broke that promise, didn't you, Hulk Hogan? And who had to come in and make that critical save? The Macho Man, Randy Savage, covering for Hogan again.
Can't believe it, they're moving. Oh no, they're taking it. What's he going to do with the handcuffs? What are they going to do with Elizabeth? They have no right to touch her. She's in the ring. Put their hands on her. They got Elizabeth cuffed. They're going to bring her to justice too, as well as Hogan. The big boss man screaming at her, yelling at her. Wait a minute. Randy Savage, chair in hand, leaps in the ring, swings at the big boss man. Randy Savage cleaning house.
Hulk Hogan, I only come down to your matches when it's absolutely necessary. When you're down and out. That's the kind of rules I play by. But you play by different rules. Yeah, you got to get in your grandstanding and your hot dogging, don't you? Yeah. I remember a time when I wrestled the King too. And in fact, I had boss men on the outside of the ring, just like you. The only difference was I was doing real good, yeah. I was styling out there like a champion, yeah. But guess who shows up for no reason at all to get his grandstanding and hot dogging in? You, man. You, Hulk Hogan, yeah. You just couldn't stand to sit back with your feet up and watch the champion in action. Well, look at this, prima donna.
Randy Savage connects with the elbow. The elbow count of 1, 2. Oh no, look at that. Macho is good. Hulk Hogan. Punch slam. With a scoop, a slam.
Hulk Hogan, not only are you a hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna, but you're a liar too. In fact, I remember a time where we stood in front of the man that does nothing but lie, Brother Love, and you told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
I love him like a brother.
It's a lie, Hulk Hogan, and that's enough to get me hot. But what you said to Elizabeth is enough to get me to the boiling point, yeah!
I love Elizabeth.
Hulk Hogan, you say you love Elizabeth? Well, I got news for you, man. Yeah, I got news for you. Elizabeth is gonna be in the corner of the Macho Man Randy Savage at WrestleMania 5, yeah. And let me tell you something. You say you love me like a brother. Well, listen to this, Hulk Hogan. I hate you. I hate your guts. And that's what's gonna be left all over the mat after WrestleMania 5.
The recognized worldwide leader in sports.
The Mega Powers explode here at WrestleMania 5.
Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling podcast chronicling the entire Hulkamania era pay-per-view by pay-per-view, and tonight the Mega Powers explode! It's a one-year build and it is WrestleMania 5, and we are here with Mr. OC.
The Yeti!
You might notice by the, better audio quality that we have a new mic, and it is a large robot's penis, I'd probably say called the Yeti. So, 2 reasons to buy it. Her son. And Steve?
I'm sorry, I'm over in this corner over here.
I can hear you just fine.
I'm a little bit soft about that. no, everything's grand. Good to see you, lads.
Good to see you're soft in front of 2 lads, like, you know.
Spacious skies and the waves of grain.
WrestleMania V, April 2nd, 1989, from Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey, in front of 18,946 fans, 175,000 on a closed circuit television, and the pay-per-view garnered 650,000 buys, so the biggest WrestleMania thus far, they can legitimately say it. Our announcers today are Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura. I watched the Silver Vision version, which was 2 hours 43 minutes. You guys?
Anthology version, which was 3 hours and 38.
And I watched whatever one you gave me, as always.
Good for me, bad for you. Maybe. We'll find out later, but I reckon that I'm missing quite a bit because there's over an hour's difference there. After a really short intro from Vince saying the Mega Powers explode, get straight into it. It's King Haku with Bobby the Brain Heenan versus Hercules.
You are missing a lot right off the bat. Do you know how Rockin' Robin singing the
women didn't make the card.
American is Beautiful?
Are you surprised they cut that out of the version Jay was watching?
In a way, yes, because doesn't Vince love fuck ups and in jokes and things like that?
No, I'm just thinking you guys have the live pay-per-view version with the WWE slapped onto it, and I have the Coliseum home video version, so is she worth the extra, 12 cents it takes to get an extra hour's VHS tape?
In a full circle, so bad that it's awesome kind of way, maybe.
But I mean, even Ventura comments on it. He says, don't, tell her not to give up her day job. She's terrible. I thought it was a rib.
She had this terrible kind of pause thing. She thought she was awesome, and she thought she was doing vocal acrobatics or something. But
no, man, I don't think she thought she was good. Sure, before the music stopped,
she just came across as someone who should be sitting at the back of the bus to me.
Okay, King Haku and Bobby the Brain Heenan, both wearing purple, a regal colour, versus Hercules.
I must have been writing something about how bad Rockin' Robin messed up. When I heard Jerry Lawler's song, I kind of looked up and was like, oh, awesome, Lawler's going to be wrestling. And then I saw Haku, and I'm not going to lie, the first time I actually turned it off.
Oh no.
And I think I went back to watch it the week later.
This guy Hercules getting another pay-per-view appearance.
Yeah.
Whose nude pictures does he have?
I'll tell you, I love the chain swinging though.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's very good.
It was pretty cool, yeah.
I think it was WrestleMania 2, he had a complete gladiator outfit, and then he just exchanged it for his chains at Moss Bros, whatever.
Yeah, but didn't Flair take that for his Spartacus gimmick?
I love you, Jim Hurt. Well done. Can't draw. No, yeah, chains are awesome, but Hercules is not.
I always thought that the point of an opening match on a card was to kind of pop the crowd and get them perked up and worked up.
That's where the Rocker should have been.
Whoever set this card out hopefully got sacked. The total opposite to what an opening match should have been. I thought it was terrible.
Heenan, he just had a real off night. Just for the whole way through the pay-per-view. He just had this sourpuss face on him. He didn't do much. He didn't, say much. I was very disappointed in him. I thought, here's Heenan. At least it'll make the match entertaining.
It's slightly better, yeah.
Not at all. Oh, Gorilla says that he likes to check Heenan's credentials out.
4 minutes in, there was a clothesline to Hercules by King Haku, and Monsoon says he's treated like a slave.
I didn't catch that.
Treated like a slave.
You tell me he dubbed it in for the Coliseum home video.
It's such a good line.
Maybe not. I actually didn't hear that.
It's when they're outside brawling and splice. Yeah.
There is a pattern that you'll notice throughout this show, and I think it must have been D'Lo Brown booking the matches or something, because 4 matches on this card open with the same spot. It opens with body slam, body slam, body slam, knock over the top rope.
Really?
Yeah, 4 matches on this card open the exact same way. There was a really long bear hug in this match. I think Haku did it on Hercules, and it just silence. There was no heat. The fans couldn't give a shite.
But that was the whole pay-per-view. This was the worst crowd I've ever heard at WrestleMania. Dead.
I'd agree with that. They are mostly dead for all the night.
Yeah.
Is this place in the same building that WrestleMania 2 was?
WrestleMania 4. No,
4.
It's Trump Plaza in WrestleMania.
Okay.
4 and 5.
What? Vince obviously knew they were building up to the Mega Powers.
I got some money, it's in my bag.
So he took the brown envelope rather than kind of book a 50,000-60,000 seater for this massive match.
Yeah, you did, like, they're more popular than they were at WrestleMania 3, but you've dropped your crowd by 3 or 4.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
And it really hurts the pay-per-view.
They didn't give a shit. Generally apathetic crowd. Maybe that they just want to see the main event, but in general, it felt like people that weren't there to particularly see wrestling.
Yeah.
You know?
Your comment about the long bear hug, just one of my OOC kayfabe breakers, if you will.
Don't
You haven't that one?
trademark it.
Hey, haven't
It's
that
not
one?
gonna sell.
That's a shame. Anyway, so you're in a bear hug, right? Why don't wrestlers power out immediately instead of waiting until all their energy is sapped before thinking, oh, I'm going to power out now? Happens every single bear hug. They go for maybe 2-3 minutes, they're just kind of... and then eventually they go, oh shit. Why don't they do that straight away when they have more energy?
So wrestling is saying you have more energy 3 minutes into a bear hug than at the start before the bear hug.
Correct. That's when you can power out, after all your energy's gone.
Yeah. How can you gain energy by
Maybe
being in
Junior
a
Guy
bear hug?
has gassed out his arms.
I love it.
Oh, very
I
okay.
love it.
That'll do.
Like lactic acid buildup or something.
That'll do. A back suplex into a pin from Hercules to get the pin on Haku. However, he couldn't bridge, so essentially just kind of lifted up one shoulder.
Yeah,
so
he lifted up his left shoulder at the last second.
So that was fair enough. That's
And
quite
the
good
camera
thinking.
missed it the first time round.
Yeah, that's quite good thinking though. At least he didn't keep his shoulders on the mat. However, there was absolutely no downward pressure on Haku at the time. So all Haku had to do was just lift a shoulder. You know, in a proper bridge, you've got proper downward pressure on the guy that's getting pinned.
Yeah.
In this case, no. So it looked really terrible.
I must note that this is roughly the same finish as last year's Mania, whereas Hercules and Warrior, and they did the German suplex finish. But this time he actually got his shoulder up, so great.
Yeah. Let's
All
move
right.
on then, shall we?
Alright.
Yes.
Yeah, so 6:57 of Hell, back body drop by Hercules, gets the 3 non-screwy finish. Alright, so we go to Twin Towers versus the Rockers.
Mean Gene just chatting with the Rockers just prior to this. It was like a little 40-second promo. And the first thing, just the state of the Rockers. They look like 2 Muppets.
I thought they looked great.
Yeah, I thought they looked awesome.
I'll tell you what, Twin Towers, Akeem, the big boss man, the Rockers, Marty Jannetty, and Shawn Michaels are going to show you something today at WrestleMania 5 that you've never seen before. And what's it going to be like when the 2 big men are trying to catch creeps like Akeem?
All right.
And and basically about 10 or 15 seconds into this chat, just random music comes on out of nowhere and kind of gives both of them a fright.
It's not random music, it's the entrance music for the Twin Towers.
Was that what it was?
The Jive Soul, bro.
Yeah.
Ah.
Because I was the same, but then it went cut into the arena.
Okay. And just, I thought Sean spoke far too quickly. I thought he looked really nervous, and I thought Marty was better than him.
Yeah, so did I. So did I.
Alright, so the Twin Towers, wow, second match on the card. They've fallen down quite a bit since main eventing the last 3 pay-per-views, to be honest. 10 seconds in as well. Bossman's, tummy jumps out and opens up his shirt as well.
It was minging.
At the start of it, there was a quick dance part where Akeem jives in the ring, and then HBK sees it and he does a little moonwalk.
And he gets booed.
And that's it. Oh, come on.
I wanted to make that point. Sorry, go on, say it again.
No, we're fine. Lots of big man power spots by the Twin Towers, and the Rockers retaliate with their own kind of tag team spots. Like there was a Jock and Nerd spot, and there was a double dropkick off the top ropes.
We're going to talk about that later.
We can go through that. HBK absolutely misses him. I'm glad Bossman didn't get his head shaved off. Like,
someone nearly died in that. That was a nasty looking fuck up.
But whose fault was it?
Either Marty jumped too quickly or Sean jumped too late.
who's at fault?
I'm gonna say Sean.
Yeah, that was the first thing that came to my mind. It looked like Sean's fuck up to me now. But
if they actually hit at the same time, would they not kill the boss man?
Because they're coming at different angles.
Like, because Marty connected and was pushing him this way, and if Sean connected as well, he'll break his neck. Like,
yeah. Well,
so I'm glad they missed. Anyway.
Yeah. I love this match.
I thought this match was pretty damn good as well, actually.
I think, obviously, you know, when you have the big guys, power moves, rockers all over the place, I thought it worked really well. And I love the Twin Towers as well.
An excellent storyline in the match. You can tell it's very simple, very forward. These are the big guys, and they're a tag team. They do tag team moves. Here's the small guys. They have their own tag team moves and trying to retaliate. So there's lots of like cut-offs from the big guys and trying to retaliate. And brilliant.
There's another spot where the boss man holds up Jannetty in kind of a cradle, standing cradle. Akeem runs into him. It's like just kind of
flattens him.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought, you know, with regard to big man tag team moves, I think they pulled things off pretty well. And he pansies out of another top row splash.
Oh my god!
When does he stop doing these?
I think did he actually ever do a proper one though?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because every time we've seen him doing it, it's just looked really badly, and he always bottles over and lands on his feet first.
I bet you'd be more confident if he went off the second rope.
The best rope.
Yeah. Anyway, so the finish of the match is where you get Air Africa, which is the world's strongest splash on HBK.
Is that what it's called?
Well, that's what Monsoon calls it.
That's great.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Is it better than Air Canada, Benoit?
I just thought it was like diving headbutt.
Yeah. No, I call it Air Canada. It's terrible. It's for people that don't have gimmicks. Let's just talk about where you're from and put air in front of it.
Like Bret Hart?
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Get out. Okay, so on HBK for the win at 8 minutes 2 seconds. Yeah, no WrestleMania streak for Sean. Backstage where Tony Schiavone interviews the $1 Million Man and Virgil.
It's really bizarre how you've got this but you didn't have the other ones.
Well, I reckon this was far more important. This is the debut of the $1 Million belt and the first time the $1 Million Man's been in his black and gold outfit on pay-per-view. So, yeah,
I did
awesome.
not know that.
Okay,
cool.
I want you to design for me something that is befitting a man of my stature. I want you to design for me something that will make the entire world recognize the $1 Million Man for what he truly is. And that is the finest wrestler that has ever stepped foot in the ring anywhere. I want you to make for me a championship belt. A $1 million championship belt.
$1 million belt?
A $1 million belt. I'm here! I'm here! The $1 Million Man is here! And I want my belt. I want to see my $1 Million belt. Where's Terry Betteridge? I want to see the $1 Million belt, and I want to see it right now. Show it to me, show it to me. I want to see it now. I want to see it now.
Mr. DiBiase, finally we have a creation worthy of the $1 Million Man. It's our finest creation. There's months of work here.
Let me see it. Let me see it. It's mine. It's mine. The most magnificent belt ever created. And it's mine. Finally a possession worthy of the $1 Million Man. A possession to go around the most magnificent waist in the entire wrestling world. And it's mine. Finally, something that will show the entire wrestling world just how truly great I really am. I give you, Brother Love, the $1 Million championship belt. Wow.
Holy Toledo. Take a look at that, Jesse. McMahon, are those all diamonds, obviously? Championship! Wow, I must say, I'm impressed.
The belt's 25 grams, and they're all fake diamonds, except there's one on the back on the inside that is a real diamond.
Makes perfect sense.
So, is it made of diamonds? Yeah, why, yes it is.
Still looks great.
Still looks fucking amazing. Alright, so we got the $1 Million Man versus Brood Eye Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who comes out in matching attire with an America bag, which carries his
I
head
call it
clippers.
the exact same thing, an America bag.
Cheap pops all around. Like, fucking hell.
Very simple match. The wrestling of it was very base, I thought.
Terrible match.
Yeah, I did not enjoy this match.
I loved Beefer's music.
Oh, it's great.
It's like some kind of jazzed up Owen Hart theme. Did you get that?
I didn't make a connection, but I think there's like a shing shing, which sounds like someone's got a, with the hedge clippers. I thought that's nice. Oh wait, hold on.
I did enjoy the characters in it. I thought that was well done.
I don't even think it was well done. I don't think they got the crowd involved. Not that you would be able to get this crowd.
I meant these
involved.
characters are great, but the match and the storytelling.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And that's it. They never brought up the fact that it's the $1 Million Dream versus the Sleeper Hold.
They did.
Did they?
They did. Yeah. Because I actually wrote this down saying that's fucking awesome because they're talking about how both guys have the same move and who's better at putting it on, who's faster, blah blah blah. And it's like this shit never happens anymore. It's like the only thing I can think of is Rob Van Dam against Eddie around 2005. Nash and Thing and Sid had the same thing with WCW with the greatest ending ever.
And what was the finish, Steve, of the Powerbomb match?
The finish of the Powerbomb match consisted of Kevin Nash knocking down the referee. Then he smacks Sid with a belt or something and he falls. Then he wakes the ref up, tells him I just powerbombed him. That's why he's on the deck and wins.
We must have a winner. Oh, you know what I loved? The Finn creeds out that DiBiase has a spring residence in Palm Springs or something, Florida. Thought that was really good.
This match is D'Lo's second strike. The exact same spot as in the first match. A few body slams, then a clothesline over the top rope, followed by about 5 minutes of time wasting. That's 2 out of 3 with the same opening spots. Jesse had probably the line of the entire show. Cheating is grand as long as you tried beforehand and can't win fairly, then it's fine to cheat. But only if you try and fail first. I thought that was awesome.
I don't remember that. You always
It's a
pick
very
up on
interesting
these.
point.
You listen to these Jesse Ventura lines.
I listened to him more than I'd watched the matches, in all honesty.
I have to say, I really loved the commentary team in this pay-per-view. Like, I'd enjoyed listening to them as opposed to enduring Michael Cole. These guys actually add something to it, and they both put
I
over
actually
the
find
stars.
Lawler much worse than Cole. I actually think Cole is quite funny.
But Lawler only says 3 lines an hour, like.
Exactly.
So he's fun. He's just not there.
Oh, I hate him.
Yeah, I despise him.
Yeah.
I loved the other Jesse line. I thought was great. He was talking about Donald Trump bringing a load of his rich mates to see Ted DiBiase, and Gorilla was like, to do what? And Jesse's like, wrestle. What else?
Oh, brilliant.
$1 Million Man puts the sleeper in, and then Ventura mentioned something about the loser getting a haircut. Was this a haircut match?
It was never mentioned.
Yeah, I was like, it's a pretty big step, like. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Neither guy does the job. It's a fuck finish. There's a draw. We got a double count out at 10:01. Then
that's 2 out of 3 matches so far with fucked up finishes
and terrible, awful matches.
Jesus Christ.
The barber grabs the clippers, but the heel Scarper, and then he puts up his hand, and Earl has none of it. Pulls down the hand. No, neither of you won. Stop your theme.
I loved when Brutus signals for the sleeper, and DiBiase's like seeing him, signal for the sleeper, and instead of like just rolling out of the ring, he's like, no, please don't I have to get you to go around the back of me and hold my neck. Ridiculous. Yeah, really bad. It was totally boring match. I love the bit though. There's one good bit that on the hard camera there's some big fat lad in a green jacket. He just walks down the steps and he just waves at the camera. As I was watching the crowd for the whole match.
Must have been a stellar match. Alright, so Mean Gene interviews Rick Rude and Bobby Heenan, and he says he'll win the IC belt.
actually didn't have that.
I didn't.
Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior for that coveted title. You've got big plans for this man, Bobby Heenan.
Oh, do I have big plans? Have I ever lied to you? And you've never lied to me. If you keep your game plan like you plan on doing, you're going to become the champion like you said. It's that simple.
That simple, Rick Rude?
The fact of the matter is this. Ultimate Warrior, I'll be ravishing when the night begins. And I'll be even more ravishing when the night ends with the Intercontinental belt around my simply ravishing waist.
And with that kind of an attitude, you are rude from time to time, I think.
Lord Al Hayes was talking to the Bushwhackers as they were sitting down at catering, stuffing their face, talking. It was disgusting. The only good thing about it was Lord Hayes was trying not to laugh and failing miserably. Yes.
Yeah, oh, it was terrible, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. From Montreal to Memphis, everyone has themes now. It's awesome. We got the Rougeaus brothers with Jimmy Hart versus Luke and Butch, the Bushwhackers. I noticed the crowd were not that hot for them, but they were giving it socks, you know. So I thought, Matt, give it time. Give this time. This has gone like a crazy over. At the start there was an awesome sandwich spot with the three heels where the Bushwhackers are going to pull apart Jimmy Hart's jacket, and then the Rougeaus brothers get in, but they both get the kind of throw each other from the turnbuckles, and Jimmy Hart's in the middle and he gets squished and he throws up his coat. Awesome.
Yeah, I like that spot.
It's like it was scripted.
Something's not
Commentary on this match, lads, was amazing. Jesse and Thing were having a fight about foreigners and immigrants coming in and blah, stealing their jobs and whatnot, and just Jesse took Monsoon to school. It was amazing.
Yeah. This was cut from my version.
Monsoon came across like
so racist,
like an idiot.
Like this guy is
ignorant asshole. Like.
You know, this guy is the son of immigrants.
Pearl Harbor,
and he was talking about why are the Rougeaus? Why do they have American flags? And Jesse's like, oh,
because they love the country.
They live in Memphis, and he's saying, but they weren't born here. You know, because Jesse's saying, your parents are from Italy. He said, well, I was born here and the Rougeaus weren't. And then he said, and then Jesse's talking about the Statue of Liberty, and Gorilla says, we already got here tired and poor.
He came across like a tosspot.
Oh, he really did. Like,
so first you attend to the hungry, then you're poor, then you're people yearning to breed free, is it? Alright, this is my best/worst spot of the night.
It must be the same as mine.
It's
then.
incredibly innocuous. Only if you're paying attention will you see this.
I'm laughing already.
But, okay, so Raymond picks up Luke and he gives him a slam. Okay, so he's holding up for the slam, and Luke he wires Raymond's package. Like a stiff handshake, 5 seconds worth.
He gives it a quick rub followed by a squeezy. I've never seen anything even remotely like this in wrestling. I must be wrestling for like 25 years, and it's just...
So the finish of the match is when the heels start celebrating, which is great, and the Bushwhackers hit the battering ram and then a double stomach breaker and get the 3 at 9 minutes 10, and then something awesome happens.
Raymond gives Butch a cheeky toe up the hole. He kicks him in his hole. Just as the ref is counting 3. It was amazing. It was just like the most unreal, like 90 seconds of wrestling ever. I don't think anything will top this.
While he's getting pinned.
It's the Brett spot where he's pinning someone and then the other guy hits him, but I'm not breaking the pin and get the 3.
Oh right.
So while he was getting pinned, his arse was unattended. And then he was... I have to see, I'll go back, I'll slow motion it.
Amazing.
I'm sure he's begging to work with Dynamite Kid after this. Alright, so after the match, the amazing seminal match, the Bushwhackers lick Sean Mooney and each time they get far too close to his mouth. They start licking the back of his head and the side of his head, and they just try to wear him, basically.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Okay, moving on, we got Mr. Perfect with no theme versus the Blue Blazer, and what a song. And then I saw these two together in a match. Yes,
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, my excitement needle was like through the roof. Like
His opponent from parts unknown, weighing 229. What a sight! The Blue Laser!
And this is the debut of the neon singlet and towel and gum. This is the full Mr. Perfect.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he trips on the ramp.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, but
I didn't see that.
one of the Bushwhackers did in the previous match.
Is this a straight ramp or is it?
It's like
steps?
bumpy. Like
there's two separate entrances. There's like one where people walk along, and then there's the kind of WrestleMania 20 Madison Square Gardens. You know, when you come in from the bleachers, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was a shame because that's the problem with the Mr. Perfect gimmick. You can't make a mistake. You cannot fuck up. Like.
Dino definitely had his hand in this match, lads.
Speaking of having hands and stuff, Jesse says Perfect does some devastating things when he gets a man in the corner. Like, so does Akeem. Yeah, some really enjoyable mat wrestling. I did have to note that Owen was a little sloppy though. Like, he did try a lot of spots, but he wasn't exactly fluid. Like, when he'd flip over, he wouldn't exactly land on his feet. He'd kind of go forward a bit, but nothing.
But
like
Owen was sloppy.
Yeah.
You know
he
what I
did
mean?
get tighter. I asked Luke. He says it. Confirms it. Yeah.
Well, the thing about Owen is, and I mentioned it in one of the previous podcasts, that he's high flying at this stage in his career. Once he wrestled Bret Hart at WrestleMania 10, it's not high flying, it's all boring mat work. You'd love it. I hate that match. But I love the Blazer. I don't care if he's a little bit sloppy. At least he's trying stuff. And that's stuff that other people aren't doing. Like, you know, these days, like Sin Bocce, he's botching moves that like other wrestlers can do.
Yeah. He's just not perfect.
And by the way, how many times does that word get said in a Mr. Perfect match?
Holy God.
It's a perfect punch, it's a perfect suplex, it's a perfect run. It's
What's
a
his
perfect...
name again? I forgot. Alright, so the finish of the match is where Mr. Perfect gets the 3 with a cradle suplex, and Ventura corrects Monsoon and says it's the perfect plex at 5:38.
Yeah, the pin came out of nowhere, and another case of Gorilla being shite on commentary. He had a horror night tonight. I'm going to pick up on all of them. I thought it was blatantly obvious that Owen was no masked wrestler. He spent the half of the match fixing it, pulling at it.
I thought the match worked really well. I thought Owen was doing a lot of the work, as the babyface should, and then Perfect got the cheap shot win, really. I
was underwhelmed by this match. I expected this to steal the show, and I thought that the action was alright, bar the 2.5 minute fucking sleeper that that Owen put on.
I wish I got 15 minutes. Well, hopefully we'll get to see him again, but not really. Blue Blazers just in whenever Hercules is already jobbing on another part of the show.
Jesse Ventura was introduced to the crowd. What kind of filler rubbish was that?
They've been doing this every month.
This is the same thing last year.
As last year, yeah. He just gets up on a little podium and he'll work the fans for like a minute.
Alright, so we got a pre-taped vignette about the 5k run with the Strike Force, and they talk about the Brainbusters.
Oh, the race segment. There's Alfred Hayes with Mr. Fuji, going on his... He was getting fit, so he's joining a race. So there's a load of lads just in real 80s short shorts in the background. It was actually hilarious. Fuji runs off, he gets the head start before everyone else, and he just gets overtaken by a squirrel. It's great.
So they book the race as well. That's amazing.
It was really bizarre. It was like this segment he came across as a super face. I thought the segment was terrible.
I thought it was funny.
Alright, it's time for Run DMC with the WrestleMania rap.
Yeah, we about to get busy, y'all. Y'all want to rock out there? Everybody put their hands in the air, clap like this. Come on, everybody clap. Come on, everybody. I want everybody on the front say, come on, WrestleMania. Everybody up in and say, WrestleMania.
This is hilarious. It was just these lads... Like, I kind of recognise them these days, but back then, who the fuck are these lads? And he was just like, WrestleMania! WrestleMania!
Did they do the 80s rap? The did they?
No, they should have.
The Beastie Boys, like. I'm not gonna lie, I skipped this the second I saw it.
Did they rhyme hands in the air with just don't care?
No, because nobody cared.
Right.
They did. One guy cared. They put the camera points to some young black lad in the crowd. He's just like, "Hey, I'm black."
I noticed people don't want to sing or say or shout WrestleMania, much like The Rock at WrestleMania 27. I say wrestle, you say mania. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut your mouth.
Yeah. No one wants to sing WrestleMania unless it's the fucking WrestleMania 8 song. Yeah.
Kind of like Bret Hart, didn't it?
He was like, nah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of Owen Hart again. Sorry.
He was like, keyboard Christmas guitar trailer. Alright, so we get a perfect interview. Mr. Perfect says the word perfect to Mr. Gene perfectly.
Nothing less than a perfect performance from Mr. Perfect. The buzz around the World Wrestling Federation even now is that Bret Hart, the Hitman, would like a piece of Mr. Perfect.
You know, WrestleMania 5 for me was fun, but Bret Hart, you're a great technician, and I like to have fun, more fun than anybody else. And I'll tell you what, Bret Hart, I'm going to have fun at your expense, and when it's all over and it's all said and done, you too, my friend Bret Hart, will know why I am absolutely perfect.
Let's go back to Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah, he gets over the word perfect. He brings up Bret Hart and agrees to a match down the line.
I didn't see that.
No.
Oh,
that's really cool. Talking about Bret Hart, like.
Mean Gene brings him up and he's like, yeah, I'll wrestle him.
That's really good. Shame I didn't see that.
There was a really good build up to the tag match that showed, you know, like the whole history and the crazy double turn at the Survivor Series, was it?
I did notice that because I do give out about no, you know, historical references, but it was a great build and it was probably even too long if anything else. They were showing a lot of footage, and I know that, I don't know, maybe mid-90s they start doing really good video promo packages with, you know, dramatic music and promos overlaid on it. They didn't have that, so, but it was still pretty good. It was good.
Just prior to that, we had an amazing 80s shouty promo from Demolition with Axe just, you know, we're gonna beat you, we're gonna win, and Smash just going la 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 beside him. It was pretty awesome. It was awesome.
All right, here they are, Axe and Smash, the Demolition Tag Team Champions. Gentlemen, just moments away, the Powers of Pain and Mr. Fuji and your title defense, Smash.
That's right, you just said it. Moments away. Foods the Stooge, look at this! We're in our war gear, and we're ready for action. So when you get to that ring, there's only one thing to do. That's knock your stinking teeth in!
We're gonna make history right here today. The Three Stooges, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready, Warlord, the Barbarian, because Foods the Stooge, you can't hide forever. We're gonna take care of business. We're gonna go right in that ring, and we're gonna do what we do best. We demolish people. We're the champions. We're on top of the mountain, and nobody, especially you little overstuffed rat, I'm talking about you, Foods the Stooge, you're not gonna do anything. We're gonna grab you around the neck, squeeze those eyeballs out, and get you right on the track.
All right, the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions on their way for a title defense.
Sounds good. Alright, so moving on, we've got the 3-on-2 handicap match for the tag team titles. It's the Powers of Pain with Mr. Fuji versus Axe and Smash, the Demolition, the tag team champions. And Powers of Pain, they have the awesome Conan the Barbarian and Warlord outfits.
Oh. Do you notice Fuji's in great shape?
He looked awesome. I reckon that guy's in his 70s at this point.
Like he's heavy. He's heavy. But I mean,
he looks like a pear. Did Japan have?
He looks more like an egg.
I thought he looked great.
Yeah, I did. I mean, that's it. Like, I'm not saying looks like Hulk Hogan. I think he looks as good shape as Duggan or the Hammer.
Yeah.
Did you see Fuji was doing, like, you know, the spot where I think it was Axe was on the ground and he lifted up his legs to do the headbutt into the groin, you know? He kind of missed and his mouth went into the groin.
I learned this one from Luke. Alright, so the Powers of Pain, they're in control. Fuji comes in and out so he doesn't take any offense. And he botches a something or other off the top rope, like
a leg drop, but he just slips.
Yeah, was that a leg drop? Was it a Warrior's Way?
I think it was. No, it looked to me like it was a panzing out of a leg drop, as in you jump on your feet and then you kind of sit down, but he just slipped and.
Yeah. Smash makes the comeback. It all disintegrates into a schmoz. Fuji nails Warlord with talcum powder by mistake, and Demolition get their finisher, which is called. Anyone? The Demolition Decapitation, or the Demolition Device, if you on Fuji, and they retain their belts at 8:20. What did you guys think?
I thought this match was never going to be good, as in ring action, because I mean, the wrestlers that are in there.
Yeah.
It needed crowd involvement. Didn't get it. If it had it, I think it would have elevated up a couple of notches. But the unfortunate thing is, it was a massive build up to this match. Culmination of the feud at WrestleMania. You think, I don't know, there'd be a cool spot or two. There wasn't really. Also, Powers of Pain should have won the belts.
I thought that the build was good, the characters were good and over, and the story of the match wasn't too bad. Just the actual action was, it was just the same over and over again, but it was alright.
Alright, so next, I don't know if you guys got it, but next we had a pre-recorded post-match interview from the Twin Towers.
No.
Because it was, in the timeline, it was after their match, because Mean Gene says, oh, well done on winning. But they were fresh as a daisy, and you guys didn't shower and change your outfits.
And then put on the same outfits again?
Yeah.
Going home, like. Boss man's out in the street,
So I thought that was very, very odd. They just get over the fact that they want the next title shot against Demolition.
Again, setting the scene.
Fine.
I like that.
To talk to the World Wrestling Federation champion, the Macho Man Randy Savage. He has refused us each time. We're going to try one more time right before this big matchup here today.
Get out of here! I told you no interviews! Come on, I'll knock you out! Hulk Hogan, I'm ready!
I think we got a really cool little snippet backstage of Macho Man. Tony Schiavone goes to interview him, and you saw that you have it as well. And he just goes mental.
And just runs off.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I found this is great. Just I don't know if it has the same layout in the anthology version, but throughout the night, because there was 10 matches, so there's an interview with Macho, then an interview with Liz, interview with Hogan, and then there was a build-up package as well, strewn throughout the night. So there's no doubt what the main event is and why you should care.
Yeah.
So fantastic.
Just to correct you there, don't get it twisted. There's 14 matches on this pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
Don't underplay it.
Alright, so next we got the amazing Dino Bravo with Frenchie Martin, who this is his last appearance, versus rugged Ronnie Garvin, who has a no entrance theme and no talent as well.
No talent, correct.
Really? I thought he was pretty good. During the match, there was probably the most bizarre spot of the night. Snuka came out, walked down to the ring, and then walked back.
I didn't even see him walk back.
It was after Bravo Pearl Harbor.
Like, it's as if he was the third guy in the match.
Yeah, I thought he was like a special referee or something.
Or it was like, a triple threat, but they didn't have them back then, didn't they not?
Oh, yeah, good point. But yeah, he just got announced. A big announcement, a big introduction. He comes down, takes him, he looks like a puppet on a string. He's just like this, arms up for the whole time. Like, and I'm thinking, he's going to do something at least.
He looked old in 1989.
He didn't look that bad.
He walked quite gingerly,
Yeah.
You could tell he shouldn't get in the ring.
He had that sarong on as well, so he couldn't really move his legs.
Sarong.
I know what a sarong is, right?
The thing David Beckingham made so popular.
But yeah, that was good point out there.
What was that?
I thought he was like
he looks like a jobber. He looks like undercard, but I thought he's clearly a good wrestler.
I thought he was like the Jack LaLanne of wrestling. Like, he's really old, but he's an ugly, old, barrel-chested cretin. But, he can go.
Kevin Sullivan.
Man can cut a promo. He can go over as well.
Kevin Sullivan looks like Bill Bailey.
He does, did you notice Bravo jacked? Really jacked.
Oh, he's huge. Yeah.
I watched this pay-per-view with Greg, and as soon as he saw Ronnie Garvin, he was like, rubbish garbage. It's like, yes! Yes, that's how it was 23 years ago.
I totally different view on this. I thought Garvin dragged Dino Bravo to like the greatest match he's ever had. It was only like 4 minutes long or something, but it was still his best.
No, it was mercifully short, and actually, it was one of the less bad matches on the card. It was quite a good pace, and they broke out a few moves.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Ronnie Garvin's a good wrestler, but this match wasn't terrible.
Garbage has most of the offense, but Bravo hits the side suplex and gets the 3. And then post-match, Garvin hits the Orton Stomp. Yeah, see what I did there? On Frenchie post-match, and it is awesome to see it.
It was, and I thought the last stomp to Frenchie's head, it was like a close-up in the camera, looked really vicious.
Alright, so Dino Bravo, he does nothing until he's healed. He joins up with Jimmy Hart, and he goes and has a heel tag team. And you guys know who he tags with?
Valentine, obviously.
No, he's stuck with Rhythm and Blues, like. Jimmy Hart.
Greg Valentine.
Greg Valentine.
I just said that.
He joins Rhythm and Blues.
I was reading my notes. Sorry.
So, Dino Bravo joins with a heel. They make a tag team. Earthquake. Because Dino Bravo would do a thing.
Earthquake as Earthquake?
Yeah. Because he'd do the thing where he'd do the push-ups, and Earthquake would actually sit on him and he'd do push-ups.
That's amazing.
Pretty fucking awesome, man.
That's a good spot.
Alright, so next we got the Brainbusters, Arn and Tully versus Girls in Cars.
That's exactly what I've got written down.
Better known as Strikeforce, Tito Santana and Rick Martel. Now, the Brainbusters, I was giving out last time about Arn's attire, and they're wearing matching red everything now, so great. They could form a group with the Rooster, maybe. Okay, so there's an opening schmoz and a double dropkick spot. Jesse and Monsoon, I just noticed, they're great.
I hate Gorilla Monsoon.
I've
always hated him.
He's absolutely awful.
This goes back to when I was watching like Wrestling Challenge and Superstars on like a Sunday morning on Sky 1, and I was like, I loved Vince back then. And I was like, fucking Gorilla Monsoon is commentating. I do like the fact that sometimes Gorilla Monsoon can be the realist, and Jesse then is...
Can go mental.
Yeah, and the vice versa. I think it does work quite well, actually.
Yeah, I think they're excellent in talent. I actually quite like Monsoon, although he's obviously an idiot. But I think the pairing with Ventura, who's obviously very smart and very quick with it, and he can think of just these ridiculous reasons to justify a heel's actions, just gels together and makes a fantastic package. Alright, so there are stereo figure fours which are broken up, and Tito does great. He bridges out of a pin. It's very nice. And then the ref stops counting 3 when he sees Arn jumping into the ring to break up the pin, which I thought was great. That's awesome. Yes, the rules.
The rules? Yeah.
And then
I'm not going to have that speech.
Then the big spot in the match is where Tito nails Martel with a flying forearm, and Martel drops to the mat and then rolls to the outside, and he sells forever. So there's a sunset flip to Arn, and there's amazing.
The best selling ever. I thought that was incredible.
Only I made dance.
Where's the hands? I need the hands. Do I look left? Do I look right? It's oh my god.
No, I thought this selling was amazing, lads. I thought this was like
a future.
Yeah, seriously. He was like, right. He was near the ropes and Ting was trying to roll him up, and so he reached to the left to try to grab the ropes.
There was nobody there, fine.
No, he wasn't reaching for a person, he was reaching for the ropes.
And he couldn't grab it, he wasn't close
enough. Couldn't reach it. So obviously
he reaches to the right then.
No, he doesn't reach to the right. He goes back to the middle and tries to get his balance back. Then he gets his balance and goes for the ropes again.
He's no closer to the ropes, so why is he reaching for the ropes?
Because if he doesn't get to the ropes, he's going to get rolled up and might lose. I am sorry, I totally...
Biggest mark in the business.
I thought this was awesome, I really did. He never went right.
He did.
No, he went left, right, and probably another left, right.
We'll watch it on the video later.
The commentators, this is shit. We get an awesome heel turn by Martel where Tito is looking for the tag, and Martel, he's like, I'm injured, I'm walking it off, I don't see your tag. Actually, fuck you, I'm out of here.
Jay, your favourite angle is just brewing. The tag team breakup. This is how they start. You go for the tag, jump down, walk away. You love this shit, man. It does get probably the biggest reaction of the night.
Oh yeah, it's huge, yeah.
Massive heat for yeah. I thought this was quite clever. You know, normally, as you say, the person is on the side and they go to tag and they just kind of give him like evil face and jump back. But it's like, this guy had a reason for it, you know? He was there and he was in the fight and he got hit and he was a bit miffed. I saw it was fucking awesome.
It was quite realistic. I can probably imagine doing something similar. You just get pissed off. You're like,
I'll keep that in mind. And the finish of the match, there was an amazing, sick-looking spike pile driver from the devastating second rope, no less, at 9:17, and the Brainbusters make quick work of a one-man team. After that, we get an immediate promo backstage from Rick Martel as a full-blown heel, saying that he's carried Tito and he doesn't want to do it anymore, and Gene and the camera just cut him off.
Jesse kind of ends off this scene by saying that Rick never wanted a tag team partner, but Tito needed one. I think Jesse was awesome in this show.
Okay, we just pause for a sec. So we are at the absolute drizzling shits of WrestleMania 5. It's Piper's Pit. After a long-winded intro, Swerve, it's Brother Love, and who does a Piper impression, which is not bad, actually.
Yeah, in all fairness, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Gosh, Brother Love, I want to tell you, it's a pleasure to be right here on your show. I watch you every single week. On TV. I just love your show. I love it when I love you just as much as you say you love me. I just love it, man. I'm in awe.
Hey, not bad.
Next, some bloke who smoked came out. He sucked a cock too.
Hold on. He said a couple of great lines.
Did he?
Can't remember what they were. They were great though.
Okay.
I actually laughed.
Right? Then finally Piper comes out to a pretty good pop.
No.
One of the bigger ones of the whole
No
match.
pop at all.
This dude is Morton Downey Jr. and he had his own titular TV show, and he did trash TV. So I assume he was like the '80s version of
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know the way he's smoking like a train? Never guess what he died of.
Lung cancer in 2001.
That is accurate.
I looked him up on Wikipedia.
Wow, I honestly couldn't have been arsed to look this up. Anyway, so Piper comes out. He grabs the mic and keep asking Brother Love questions, and then just as Brother Love is about to answer, he takes the mic away. Fucking hilarious. Throughout this whole segment, Mr. Johnny Smokey is taking out cigarettes from his pack and flinging them at Piper. I'm just looking at it, it's like, I'm fairly certain if, push come to shove, Piper would smash his face in.
It looked
There's no
to me.
push come to shove about it. Piper would murder this guy very quickly.
Piper would shoot him a dirty look, every second cigarette or something that he'd throw. And
Monsoon notes that Morton here, Bort over here, is always puffing on that weed, although it's clearly a cigarette.
This is like the 50s. Cigarettes used to be called weed, puffing on weed.
Really?
As opposed to wacky tobacco.
Yeah, I think so.
The wackiest. What's his face? Roddy Piper takes off Love's kilt. As a member of the crowd shouted about 10 minutes prior to it, "You take his skirt off." Good as the booker. Morton blows.
Should have brought Luke out to give him a hand with that one, you know? He'd have gladly done it.
He'll find all of his cigarettes. Morton blows smoke in Piper's face repeatedly.
He's lighting up a smoke for Piper. And he just turns around and then, hey, the big fire extinguisher, in his face. And he sells it. I mean, it's just like essentially gas in your face. Why would you fall over?
Would you prefer it if he remained incredibly still and then
and just nose over the clip? Oh no! Or even better, he did the Greg the Hammer Valentine spot. You know, where he does about 8 times in every match.
Can we just leave this segment? I hated it so much.
Amazing recap video of No Holds Barred. It made this movie look amazing. I want to review this. Like,
Mean Gene says this is going to be a blockbuster. I'm sure, Jay, you have the facts and figures on
did
this.
it do well, yeah?
It did not bust any blocks.
Hey, are you looking for a little escape? Want to see something
This is sick!
you don't see every day? Are you ready for a whole new Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan is ripped. To the world, he's a hero. But to this man, he's history. Zeus. Stand back. Way back. Get ready for the battle no ropes can hold. No ring. No referee. No rules.
Gentlemen, it's time.
No holds barred.
This is an unprecedented display of strength and determination.
You can bet that No Holds Barred is going to be a blockbuster. It's going to be something else. Right now, let's go back to the arena.
No holds barred. Holy mackerel. Jesse, I believe the Hulkster's invading your territory.
How dare him step into Hollywood, Gorilla Monsoon? Let me tell you something, Hulk Hogan. Hollywood is my domain, but I can see why you're doing it. You're doing it, Hogan, because you're going to lose to the Macho Man. And when you lose to him, you're going to have no job, Hulk Hogan. So you're going to have to come out to Hollywood, try to invade my territory. It ain't big enough for the both of us, Hogan. But if you want to come out, I'll give Hogan a job in Hollywood. He can drive my limo.
Really bent out of shape, Jesse the Body Ventura, talking about people infringing on his territory. Merely the Hulkster's just gone out and made a movie, the name of it, No Holds Barred.
Jesse Ventura, he starts giving out after the trailer shown for No Holds Barred. You're invading my territory now. Really good. And it came across like it was real, you know?
Real angry, bitter.
It got me thinking, has there ever been a Ventura-Hogan feud?
They couldn't. Ventura... Jesse had to retire early because he had a blood clot in his lungs. So.
Right, okay.
That's unfortunate because this would have been an amazing feud.
We also missed a little quick word with Donald Trump, who says nothing. So, skip.
Alright, so now, Steve, you're going to love it. It's the Mega Powers recap all the way from last year's WrestleMania to Saturday night's main event from February 3rd, which you just saw, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Last time on OSW Review. Right, so then we get a awesome Hogan promo. Not quite WrestleMania 4.
He did not take
Valentine.
much coke before this. It was like quite relaxed and...
Just a normal person's amount of coke.
Yeah, just a regular Saturday night amount of coke. Great promo.
Yeah, the point of his promo that he gets over is that he says that Savage was never in his corner and that he put the Hulkamaniac, which is Liz, between them. So.
That footage, Hulk Hogan, the only thing I can say, what a difference a year makes. A year ago at this time, at WrestleMania 4, you were at the side of the Macho Man when he became the undisputed World Wrestling Federation champ. 1 year later, here in Atlantic City, you're going to be challenging this very same man for the world crown.
Well, you know, you're exactly right, Mean Gene. 1 year ago, brother, me and the Macho Man were as one. We were best of friends. We would do anything to win together, brother. And if you would have told me 1 year later, right in the very same place that it started, in the Trump Plaza, that we'd be locking horns, going head on head for the WWE Championship, I'd have called you a liar, Mean Gene. But you know something? I should have seen this thing coming, man. As the Mega Power team was formed, brother, as the Summer Slams, as the Survivor Series went down, as the Mega Power started growing together, the Mania was a little bit ahead of the madness, man. But it really didn't matter. You were either in or you were either out, brother. You either believed or you didn't, man. And you were either ready or you weren't. The Macho Man made me feel that he believed in the 3 commandments of the prayers, the training, and the vitamins. He made me believe that he was in my corner, Mean Gene, and he also made me believe that he was ready to fight all odds. That's why I stuck with him, brother. That's why we stayed together so long.
You know, as that relationship with the Mega Powers deteriorated even further, Macho Man Randy Savage went so far as to attack your Hulkamaniac.
Oh, yeah, he did more than just attack the Hulkamaniacs, brother. He went so far as to put our manager, the lovely Elizabeth, right between us, man. It was him that was eaten alive by the jealousy. It was him that was eaten alive by the lust, brother. It was a simple fact that the Macho Man couldn't be the man that all my Hulkamaniacs wanted him to be, brother. He couldn't handle the load. He couldn't handle the pressure. But what really tore us apart was the way he was so jealous of Hulkamania, the way he put Elizabeth between us, the way he manipulated her, the way he twisted this whole beautiful thing around. But I found out one thing, Macho Man. You're not a believer in the commandments, brother. You're a cheap shot artist. You take whatever you can get as quick as you want. You were never in my corner. You were always on the outside, waiting for me to make the first move. But just like Donald Trump, Macho Man, I hope you're ready, brother, because Donald Trump has questions in his own mind. He sent a whole team of seismologists out here to check the foundation of the Trump Towers, because when the Mega Powers explode off the launching pad, brother, as we erupt over the whole Atlantic City, he was worried about the foundation. He was worried that the thousands of people in the arenas might become unseated and swallowed by the earth. Donald Trump, don't worry about my Hulkamaniacs. They're survivors. They're ready. But you, Macho Man, I don't care where you stand. I don't care what you believe in. All I want from you is your best. I want you to be ready. I want the Macho Madness to be at its peak. Because when Hulkamania rules, when Hulkamania lives forever, when Hulkamania puts you down on your knees, I want the whole world to realize that I beat you at your best. And at the end of WrestleMania 5, I will be the World Wrestling Federation champion. And what you gonna do, Macho Man, when the whole world full of Hulkamaniacs destroy you?
Talk about determination. You saw it there in the eyes of the host.
Then we have the Cunt Royal Rumble winner, Big John Studd, as a ref for the next match. From Grenoble on the French Alps, Andre joined with Bobby the Brain Heenan, who's back in his regular jacket now, versus Jake the Snake Roberts. And it made me think, man, Bobby Heenan, he's got a lot of people in his stable.
Yeah.
Like, he's got Haku and the Brainbusters and Perfect and Andre and Rude and, of course, the Rooster. It is established in the last 2 pay-per-views that Andre is terrified of snakes. The immediate spot of the match is Robert gets his head rammed into the steel turnbuckle.
Great spot.
No pad.
At the very least, like Jesse or, you know, someone saying, oh, look at Heenan, the scallywag, taking the turnbuckle cover off.
No, but I think it worked better in that, you know, you just, he's gone for the head rammed into the turnbuckle. Oh shit, there's no pad.
It was a great surprise. We were like, this is Jake Roberts' point of view as well.
Yeah, and the commentators put it over.
Yeah, alright. Andre, he gasses out in seconds.
Instantly.
Holy God.
Yeah.
It's like, we're 20 seconds in a time for the get my arms hooked in the ropes giant spot.
No, he went for a big
joke.
He went for the big rest hold first.
In the corner. He he couldn't put the choke on in the middle of the ring because he's too tired. So he had to go to the corner where he could lean in the turnbuckle and put the choke on. Fuck's it, like 18 seconds into the match. This is like me.
Poor lad, he was fucked, man. She's
like, why is it only Andre that gets his arm stuck in the ropes? I mean, there's a lot of other big lads. Like, how stupid is this guy?
He's a foreigner, of course he's stupid.
He feels it's going to happen. I better walk away from these fucking ropes.
I'd rather take the beating and get a sit down. Alright. Yeah, so there's a schmoz and the $1 Million Man comes down and he runs out and he robs Damien.
So then Jake just goes, no, and then runs out and just takes Damien back. It lasted for about 8 seconds.
Thank you.
Just
Andre chokes out Big John Studd, and then Jake gets a snake back rather easily and unleashes him in the ring, and the match is thrown out as a DQ. Man, I'm not impressed that Jake did nothing to hide Andre's immobility. Like, absolutely nothing. Come on. Oh, then we cut to Mooney, who's in the Bob Uecker cheap seats.
Oi, fuck you, Monsoon. He's just slagging the fans by calling them cheap. The fucking cheek of him.
And chats to some mark.
Two biggest goobers that WrestleMania's ever seen. Like.
I think I'm going to call them goo bags there.
the mullets. Yeah, the one lad's like, yeah, Jake's the best, and the other one is just there. He's there in a pink fucking jumper in 1989. Like, he's gonna get beaten up.
Get a
like.
Pringle jumper on you.
And he just looks terrified, like the poor lad.
Sorry, I would just question is unrelated, but you know the way Beefer has his haircutting gimmick?
You're right.
Why's he got like the biggest mullet in the world? I wouldn't let a barber with that haircut touch me, like.
It's like, you know, in Watchmen, who's going to watch the Watchmen? It's like with Beefer, it's like who's going to cut the barber's hair?
Chinese riddle.
Yeah, you're missing a terrible interview with Sherry backstage. I'm running out of patience. You said she's good. We haven't seen that yet. You know, how long is it gonna? Is she gonna have to be managing Sean before she gets good? Because she's woeful. Like.
You have got that right. Sensational. Unlike some other woman we saw singing America the Beautiful earlier today, world champion Rockin' Robin, let's face it, she can't sing any better than she can wrestle. And as soon as I'm ready, I'll take the title back from you, Robin. There's one other lady I'd like to talk about today, Miss Elizabeth. They say she's beautiful. Look at this. This is too hot and vicious. Isn't it a shame, Miss Elizabeth, that your mega powers are going to explode today?
Boy, talk about devious people. She's one of them.
I think it's 2 years before she has her great promo, so depending on what she does, I don't know.
But, you know, you have to bear in mind that she's cutting a promo on Rockin' Robin. Like.
She probably needs something with a bit more ammunition to it. But trust me, Royal Rumble 91 rolls around, you'll be like, oh, Jay, these last 12 pay-per-views were worth it. Alright, so next we got the Hart Foundation versus No Theme, No Entrance, Double Trouble. Not quite Rhythm and Blues because your hair's not dyed black yet. Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine.
I want to say Gorilla in this match. At the very start, Hitman works over the heels, right? And then for some reason, Gorilla starts to complain that the heels weren't ready. What the fuck is this? This guy had a horror of a show tonight. I mean, like, that's just absolutely awful.
Just a point in this match. It's the last tag match on the pay-per-view, thank God. There's been so many of them, like, and random tag matches. And, like, I do appreciate there being a lot of tag teams.
I know that we moan in this day and age, you know, like about there being no tag matches, but 1 or 2 is the sweet spot.
Yeah.
You know, like not 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is a really short match. Well, it seemed really short, but at 7:40, the Anvil chases Jimmy Hart around the ring. Jimmy Hart leaves the megaphone on the mat for Honky, but Anvil gets it and he throws it to Brett, who smacks Honky in the shoulder with it. He sells it like it was in the head and gets the 3. And he also does the awesome Bret Hart spot of, I'm pinning and I'm getting the win. You can hit me from the outside, but I'm still getting the win. Alright, so next... Wait, what do we got next?
Oh, we just get a promo package?
An awesome promo package. It's
as awesome as Ramon's package.
You have to ask Luke for that one.
There you go.
Yeah, it's basically a recap of the Royal Rumble post down between Rick Rude and Ultimate Warrior. It's short, but as we said last time round, this segment was fucking awesome. So of course, the recap was awesome.
Awesome. Alright, and now we have the Intercontinental Championship match. Rick Rude with Bobby the Brain Heenan versus the Ultimate Warrior, the Intercontinental Champion. So beforehand we get an awesome classic Rude promo. He opens up his robe and the Intercontinental belt is on his tights. That is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, mark out moment.
What I'd like to have right now is for all you high-rolling Atlantic City sweat hogs, keep the noise down while I take my robe off and give the ladies a good look at the sexiest man alive. Hit the music.
The guy's got a great body, there's no denying that. As far as being the sexiest man alive, kind of an overstatement, I think.
I'll tell you, he takes this robot, look at her. She's loving it. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Now you tell me he ain't ripped.
Oh, he is. I always said he was.
Look at that. Look at that. He's already got the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, but it's only imprinted on his tights, Jeff.
Yeah, but that's confidence, Gorilla. That's confidence. That's called putting your butt on the line.
Or conceit.
Here comes the man.
Oh, they're on their feet. Look at him. He's flying down there. Ultimate Warrior. Full speed ahead.
The Intercontinental Champion, the Ultimate Warrior.
Boy, is he pumped up or what?
This guy's a lunatic.
He's also a champion.
For now, Gorilla. This is going to be his toughest title defense right here. Look at that.
There's an awesome spot at the start where Warrior runs in, great entrance, crowd go nuts. And he runs the ropes and Rude knees Warrior in stomach, but he still has his belt on, and so he hurts his leg.
Really clever.
It is.
Really clever spot.
At the start as well, I was thinking, well, throughout the match, I was like, wow, the Ultimate Warrior, he just doesn't have a fucking clue.
No.
He is a terrible wrestler, but amazing everything else. So he, at the start, he does the power spot where he's just basically touching off Rude, and Rude goes flying into the corner 3 times, and it was like, wow, Rude bumping his arse off for this guy. And Warrior, he
bumping like a boss, was it?
Warrior does he throws Rude into the turnbuckle, and then nothing. He just waits for Rude to get back up, and then he hugs him. It's like, holy shit.
No moves. He's no idea what he's doing.
All he can think of is running into people. That's essentially his arsenal.
But it's just everything that he does. Just the fans love it. You believe he's mental. You know what I mean? He's terrible, but he's awesome at being terrible.
The Weasel was caught elbow deep, hands down his jocks, and the camera catches him and he pulls it out slowly, but that doesn't feed into the finish. He never puts brass knucks on. He's just
I forgot about that actually. Yeah.
It's like you were just fixing yourself.
He's got a real kind of sheepish look on his face. It looks dodgy.
Warrior just kept on doing bear hugs in this match, and it killed the crowd. It makes no sense. Should have been Rude doing it to Warrior so that the fans can get behind.
And that's it. He Warrior finally wakes up the dead crowd, right? Which was a miracle in itself. But then he just kills it with his bear hugs.
Yeah, I honestly think that he bear hug. Hey Rude, what's the next spot? What's the next spot? Oh, fuck's sake.
Although this was my favourite spot at the pay-per-view was Rude. So he delivers an eye poke to break up the first bear hug. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. Comes back, next bear hug. He's gonna do the next one. The ref grabs his hands. You're not doing an eye poke. It's like, just let him do it and disqualify him.
There was another awesome spot where Rude goes to do his kind of swivel hips, and he sells his back.
Oh, cool.
It was really awesome.
Rude was doing a bow and arrow stretch to Warrior, and so Warrior's like this, and you can see all of his massive roid-gotten gains, and Rude is on top of him, holding him together, flexing his muscles as well, and they're both loving it, like, look at this, WrestleMania, and they just like inch their way over to the ropes and do he gets out of it by shaking the ropes, and then a backwards bum tackle.
It's like a bum thrust, isn't it?
Yeah. Warrior picks up Rude and hits a backbreaker, and then goes for a second one. They got their timing wrong or their lift wrong, because when Warrior tries to pick up Rude a second time, he trips, and then they both fall through the ropes.
Oh yeah.
It's abysmal.
Oh yeah, Warrior just serious botch on his part. Serious botch on his part.
Botch, like.
The finish was, so Warrior was suplexing Rude in from the outside, and Heenan then grabs Warrior's ankle, and Jesus, Rude then lands on his head when Warrior's doing the suplex. Horrible. He just kind of holds Warrior's ankle during the pin, so he gets the pin and becomes the new IC champ. So that's the only time Heenan helps pretty much anyone, I think, for the entire pay-per-view. Was there no rope breaks back in the day, because Warrior's legs were quite clearly...
I reckon Joey Morella here is just looking at the shoulders and he knows the finish. So he keeps kayfabe.
He knows where to not look.
Yeah. So this spot would be reused by Ric Flair in the Hogan Taker title match in Series 91. So see you in episode 35 for that, right? Warrior almost kills Bobby Heenan, botching his press slam, and then he pegs it to the back.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, I remember there was the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD, and Heenan is recounting how useless and hopeless Warrior is, and he specifically mentions that spot at WrestleMania 5 where he press slams him and just kind of lets him go, and he said he was terrified. He's lucky to be alive, and escape without injury, so... Alright, so next match, or is there anything in between?
No, straight in.
Alright, next match, Bad News Black versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
You're white on the money.
Referee, Tim White. This is before the suicide attempts.
Oh, Jesus.
Suicide attempts?
Remember that?
It was on SmackDown.
Lunchtime suicide, it was called.
His gimmick is that he tried to commit suicide maybe by blowing his head off with a shotgun, and it would kind of go off camera, and then they show blood, but he'd miss, and he's like Kenny from South Park.
That is terrible.
It got a lot of guff.
Oh, it was one of the worst things they've ever done.
Made like all the kind of US morning chat show circuit, all this Kathy and Regis and all that shit. There was murder. Like it was not good.
That's potentially the worst thing that they've ever done.
I was horrified by it. I was disgusted by it.
So really, I thought this match would be really fast, and it was.
Yeah,
because
no guy had an entrance either.
Yeah. Screams jobber in a 4-hour pay-per-view. Immediately, Bad News Brown does the heel I'm leaving spot, and then he's slingshotted into the ring, and he takes a flare bump. He bumps on his kidney and on his back. Oh, really? And Bad News Brown holds Hacksaw Buddy inside of his jocks while he punches his stomach.
Yeah.
He's
going deep, like.
Yeah, he was getting a full thumb in there, Yeah. Gorilla drops a Pier 6 reference. Bad News Brown misses the running ghetto blaster. Fine time to do that for the first time, eh? And Hacksaw counters with a running clothesline. Both get weapons, and the match is thrown out. Both are DQ'd at 3:49.
This is about the fourth double DQ / countdown in the show. Oh, God. Did anyone fucking lose back in the 80s?
I quite liked Duggan's ducking of the ghetto blaster. Actually, he kind of played possum, which you wouldn't expect from Duggan, a complete moron that he is. I quite liked it.
I'll have you know he has a degree in plant biology.
Does he?
Why not? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and Ventura slags both of them, saying he predicted there would be no wrestling moves, and you might win it if you use the wrestling move. Anything in between?
Oh,
no?
yeah.
Oh, yeah? What do you got?
Oh, yeah. a Rooster interview. You didn't have this? Oh my god, this was amazing.
That's right, I am going to meet the teacher and I'm going to teach him something he never taught me, and that's how to lose. Bobby the Weasel Heenan, you said I was limited. I showed you I wasn't limited. I'm fixing to show everybody today in just a few short minutes. I can't wait. You accepted the challenge, and I'm going to take the best of a good opportunity. The Red Rooster's great. Can't wait to get his rooster claws into that weasel hide. I'm going to take out all this frustration. I am going to take care of business, and when I'm done with you, Weasel, there'll be nothing left. It'll be a great day in the barnyard, and everybody will be going, arr, 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 arr.
All right, the waiting is over for the Red Rooster. He's on his way to meet Bobby the Brain Heenan. Right now, let's go back to the arena.
Throughout the entire interview, he keeps, like, pecking. Throughout the whole
He's
thing.
going for the gimmick, man.
He is playing an actual rooster, like.
Excuse me, he has a chorea, and I'll thank you not to stare.
But the promo was horrific. It was just full of him saying, yeah, and I'm gonna win, and then all the chickens back in the barn are gonna love me, and
he's got a fucking chicken.
He's honestly, he thinks he's a rooster, like. Well, and he's talking about impressing the chickens, probably so he can impregnate them. And then move into like a nicer barn.
Well, he is top of the pecking order.
He is, isn't he?
Alright, so we get Bobby Heenan with WWE DVD veteran Steve Lombardi, better known as the Brooklyn Brawler, versus the Red Rooster, who's now a face. So this is a quick squash match. Rooster boosts him into the corner and
wins.
Yeah, gets the pin.
That was it.
32 seconds. Brawler beats him up post-match.
Monsoon again commentating like Heenan was a face, saying, oh my god, what did he do to be treated like this? And he's the fucking head of the biggest heel faction in your company's history.
He booted Red Rooster out for losing too many times.
Yeah. Like I've said all night.
Yeah.
Awful.
I thought it was funny at the end where Brawler's battering the Rooster. And like the Rooster's, generic babyface music is still playing.
I know.
That was great. Yay! Yay!
He was just like egging him on, wasn't he?
Alright, so backstage, Mean Gene interviews Liz, who says that she's going to keep in a neutral corner, to which Ventura calls her a gold digger, saying that she's just going to side with whoever wins.
Fucking awesome. This guy, man.
Yeah, all night Ventura, he's the man.
Shouldn't Liz, Macho's wife, take his side?
Yes.
Regardless. She shouldn't be neutral. Why is she neutral? If Andrew was like, oh, I can't take sides here, lads, I'd be like, you take my fucking side. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I choose the side that you think is right. You shouldn't be forced to pick a side because you're married to someone.
Absolutely.
I think if you're married to someone, it's kind of us versus the world kind of thing.
100%.
But like, if you want your marriage to
work.
Yeah.
What if your spouse or whatever is taking the side that you absolutely despise? Like,
then you shouldn't be married, really.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
this is for better or for worse. So if I'm a cunt, then you married me. I'm a cunt.
Yeah.
You're still on my side. Like.
I just
it's one person.
With your point as a point. Like I would never agree with someone because I'm their friend. I would agree with you if I think your point is right.
Like, if you need backup, you expect it from your wife. Like,
but
there's no think reasonably about this. Is whatever I do, you're on my side. I murder this person, you help me dig up the grave.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
No.
Here, Steve, we're playing this tape at your wedding.
The whole pay-per-view.
The whole pay-per-view giving out about Monsoon.
Okay. Yes. Alright, so finally, match 14 of the night. 3 hours and 20 minutes into the pay-per-view, we have the world undisputed WWF Regional Championship match. Macho Man, World Wrestling Federation champion, comes out first, has madness written on the back of his cape. It's awesome. And then Liz comes out to Macho's theme, and oh yeah, that's right, Pat Patterson, another payday. So much security coming out with Liz. Okay, I understand Macho, he's extremely protective of Liz and so much security. Question, and if you'll indulge me in a kayfabe sense, why does Goldberg have security?
You've asked this question before.
Have I? I understand why Liz has it.
She's a woman and she could get hurt.
And titty grabbed.
And
looped. Yeah.
But Goldberg, other than the fact that it looks fucking cool,
awesome. Yeah.
I've got nothing. Have you got any theories?
No, I only have the shoot reason, which is it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Alright, so Hulk Hogan enters. Luke, do you want to take us through this match?
Not really.
Alright then. Good night, folks.
I have one point to make. Right from the top, Jesse goes mad about Hogan coming out after the champion.
Yes.
I thought that was a great point.
It really comes across that he hates Hogan.
Yeah.
He spent the whole match complaining about him, calling him Lust Hogan.
He calls the fans the pukesters. He should be calling them the pukemaniacs. Anyway, small point.
Surely Hulk should be the pukester.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hogan chases Macho around the ring, and Macho pulls Liz in the way as a human shield.
A lot of heat for that move. It was great.
Now that's a reason. That's a reason.
You do that with your wife?
No, I would never. But if I would, I'd expect her to go, actually, no, you're a dickhead.
That's it. Like, where's Hulk?
Where's Jay?
Where's Jay?
I think Savage had a sleeper hold on Hogan, and Hogan does a great turnaround, and then he does a drop toe hold and gets him into a front face lock.
Really good. Never seen that kind of thing from Hogan.
Yeah, this is like early 80s pre-Hulkamania shit he's doing here. Hulk blades over his left eye off camera. I actually rewound it to try find where did you fucking blade, and he must have done it on 3 seconds where he wasn't on camera. I'm very impressed.
A great Jesse line about Liz. He says, a punch in the nose might not be so bad for her.
Holy shit.
And I'd like to play this song I've written. It's called I Kissed My Sweetie With My Fist. He's the Chaz of his day.
Or the Austin, of course.
Reality.
So we don't like real wife beaters.
Just fake ones. There's a really interesting bit where...
Do you know Chaz had an interview about 10 years later where he was just saying, man, I wish we could have kept going with that wife beater angle. It would have gotten over in the end.
Really?
We're into year 8 of the wife beater angle. Chaz, not over. There's some angles that don't get over. This causing an abortion as well. Dino, how does his career do?
Oh God.
What else doesn't work?
Snitsky as well did that, didn't he?
Yeah,
he caused some kind of
with
stillbirth.
Lita,
Lita and Kane and all that business.
Hogan and Macho Man.
Couldn't they?
After Hogan got colour, Macho just kind of lost the plot and just went for the cut over his eye with Jesse basically screaming. It was like, oh, the ref's gotta stop this, he's gotta stop this. Really good stuff. It looked really vicious, you know. It's like it didn't fall into place with the kind of 80s wrestling that we saw, you know, throughout the night. Because this felt like a blood feud, like a year-long payoff. He's trying to rip his eye out, you know.
It needed a blade job.
Yeah.
And so Hogan has control of the start of the match, and then when Macho gains control, he's gloating all the time. It's great. Macho gets thrown over the top rope to the mat, and he doesn't accept Liz's aid, which is great. And then Hogan gets Macho up to spear him in the post, and Liz won't move out of his way, so he won't let Macho get speared. Then Macho takes advantage when she does move and just pushes Hogan into the post. I thought it was great.
Of which he then follows up with screaming at Liz, pointing in her face. Really fucking great stuff by Macho.
And then Hebner ejects Liz, and that's it for you for the night. Awesome, we get a succession of throat spots by Macho. So we get the Steamboat injury spot to Hogan, where Hogan is leaning over the railing and Macho Man comes down on him and hits his neck off the railing. It's great. Then you got the trademark Macho Hangman, where he grabs his back of his head and then jumps over the top rope. That's awesome. And we get the kind of Austin rope spot where Hogan is on the second rope, kind of getting his breath, and then Macho kind of pulls his leg over his head.
That's the move that Austin nearly tore Taker's ear off with, right?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
England or
That's
something,
right,
wasn't
yeah.
it?
Very good.
And also, Macho takes off his wrist tape and tries to choke Hogan with it twice.
Fantastic. Oh my god. Just a beautiful top rope elbow drop by Macho from halfway across the ring. It was just...
It looks so much better than Punk's version.
Yeah.
It really does.
Hulkamania will die right here. Savage perched up there in the elbow. He got it. He nailed him. He got it. Cover and match. 1, 2, no. The Hulkster's out of there. Look at the look on his face. That adrenaline is starting to flow. This place is going crazy. I can't believe nobody's ever gotten up from that elbow, Gorilla. No. Absolutely not. This place has gone bananas. The Hulkster is humped up. All those moves, he's impervious to that pain. Look at the look on his face. A block and a right hand and another one. I can't believe this is happening. Oh, there's the big boot. With the boot. And the leg drop. 1, 2, this makes me sick. He did it. I can't believe it.
World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion, Hulk Hogan!
This entire building has become unglued.
But then what happens? Hogan kicks out at 1. Biggest match of the year.
Yeah.
And
Well, this is a Mania moment, you know, just kicking out of this. Although we probably
Kick out at 2 3/4.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although when Hogan did Hulk up, I kind of marked out again. I was like, you know, I was getting like childhood flashbacks. I was like, if I was 6 and watching this, I would have gone fucking mental. You know, I'd have been jumping up and down on the couch watching it as a kid. He was great still.
I was yelling at Macho Man, don't throw punches when he's hooking up! Wake him in the eyes!
Grab his balls!
Just walk out of the ring.
Yeah?
Do you want to take us to the finish?
Yeah, well, that was it.
Good night, everybody.
You do the fucking finish.
You didn't write it down, do you?
No, I didn't write it down.
I bet you could probably guess how he beats him.
Yeah, there's only one way this match finishes.
Frog splash.
Alright, so Hogan hooks up. Macho Man tries to stop him with the punches. Doesn't work. So we get the big boot, we get the big leg, and the big win. 1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan, now the undisputed WWF champion for the second time.
And savior of the universe.
Was this only the second time?
That's He-Man, isn't it?
No, he was the master.
Master.
Everything about this was, you know, the match was very good, but the story, the characters, the crowd, everything else was just amazing.
Yeah, WWF champion, 1 year build. I thought it was very odd that they actually didn't sign this match until after Saturday night's main event. You know, they only shot the big angle at February, and this is the start of April. And yeah, what's that about? You know.
Well, I suppose
that's still eight weeks.
Yeah, and they had been building up for months,
Yeah.
so it was just a matter of time.
The tension was there from like Survivor Series, because SummerSlam they were in full Mega Power Force, right?
Yeah, that's the one with Liz's arses, the main event.
Yes, it was.
Steve, notice something that you love is that. Do you think Hulk Hogan knows how to put on a belt? It's like this guy, he's used to it. He can put it on in his sleep.
We know when we'd be putting on belts, we'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Hogan's like...
he knows well enough to put on the clasp forward, you know, puts it to his right size and then twirls it around, and it's, you know, perfect. You know?
Yeah.
It's like a fluid motion. This is a guy with, you know, the belt-shaped tan line on his stomach. You know?
A lot of experience there.
So that was the pay-per-view, all 4 hours of it.
This will go down in history as one of the greatest title defenses of all time.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gorilla, we're 50-50. You may have Hulk, but I got Rick Rude as the new Intercontinental Champion.
From the broadcast position here at WrestleMania 5, Gorilla Monsoon for Jesse the Body Ventura, saying so long, everyone.
Awesome!
Greetings, Father.
Hulk Hogan?
He goes to my chiropractor. So I asked him if he'd come talk some sense into you.
Stan, my little Hulkamaniac filled me in on what's going on. And let me tell you something, brother. The Hulkster had to battle my entire life to get where I am, brother. With nothing but sweat, tears, and heartache, and good old red, white, and blue pumping through my veins, brother. All the training, all the matches, all the prayers, and all the brothers made me appreciate everything I've earned. That's why, no matter how many 1-2-3s I slap on my opponents, I just thank my lucky, mean genes I was blessed to be able to step into that squared circle and use these 24-inch pythons. Stan, brother, sometimes as a Hulkamaniac, you gotta look deep down inside yourself and ask, what you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
Yeah.
Listen, Terry, I appreciate you coming out, but...
Oh, what's wrong, Dad? Have you developed privileged rich guy hands?
My handshake.
Looks like your grip's gone soft. Probably from not lifting a finger all day.
Nonsense, Stan. Stick with what got you here, the easy way.
My son's right. I became what I despise the most. I don't want your membership. Not this way. I want to earn it with my working man's hands.
Welcome back, Dad.
What do you say, Vanderhill? You keep my membership in exchange for us getting employees swim back?
No ways to your Jose's.
Well, Hogan, then it looks like we're gonna have to earn swim time back the hard way. Roger, what are you doing here? I have so much to tell you.
Oh, Pamela, good. I was just looking for you. You have the same scowl your mother had when I banged her after I pulled the plug. Ah! God, I was kidding! Looks like someone pulled the plug on your sense of humor. This meeting is over, Pamela. Okay, the meeting's back on. First item of business, those 2 hams you call arms. That one I deserved.
Dad, look! 1 week of hard work and I already got my first blister!
Maybe we take that playboy out of the bathroom for the summer.
It looks like things are getting too spicy for the pepper.
Hey, that's my wife saying.
Your wife? That's the old Salsa Fresca slogan from like 2 Super Bowls ago.
Well, it looks like the Hulkster's work here is done.
Fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American. Fight for what's right.
Awesome. Alright, that was an awesome show, lads. I reckon it was the business. So, anyway, next time, next month, who knows?
He's good cover.
On OSW Review, we are doing SummerSlam 1989. And do you know what the main event is?
No idea.
No idea.
It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love
Don't
it.
tell me.
Good night, folks. Alright, so much like last year's SummerSlam where the main event was a tag match, this year's SummerSlam is a main event tag match.
Hogan Warrior?
It's Hulk Hogan and your boy, Brutus Beefcake, versus Macho Man, and the only man that he could have as a tag team partner What's his name? Dave Lister. Is it Zeus from the movies?
Oh, yeah! Oh my god, I cannot wait for this.
I hear it's god awful. So, see you next time, lads.
Hey.
So, from me, Jay Hunter, this is OOC.
Yeah.
And V1.
Take care.
No, fuck you, Zack Ryder.
You fucking Kim.
You stay classy, internet.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Time for our main event, and this week it comes compliments of ESPN. A ladies' championship match. Wendy Richter defending against the Dazzler in Rochester, Minnesota. It was one wild match. Things got totally out of hand. Without any further ado, let's go to the ring. Wendy Richter defending against the Dazzler.
Another knee right to the top of the head of the Dazzler by the 5-time ladies champion, Wendy Richter. Blocked by the Dazzler. Knee lift by the Dazzler, and Wendy's rocked a little bit now. That one took some of the wind right out of Wendy's sails. Setting her up. Ooh, and you talk about what cauliflower ears are made of.
Oh, I'll tell you what, boy, they're going after. They haven't let up one bit.
Well, this is for everything, Ray. This is for the championship of the world. What a wonderful opportunity from the Dazzler, for the Dazzler from Davenport, Iowa. And she throws Wendy Richter out in front of this huge crowd who's come here tonight to see the ladies championship.
Wendy looked like she's got her back hurt.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Wouldn't doubt that at all. Wendy Richter, 5 times the ladies champion. Believed to be by some, and maybe me included, that she is the greatest female wrestler, not only of this day, but of all time. Anybody that can win that title 5 times. And I know the company that she's in. I mean, I know Mildred Burke, and I know the fabulous Moolah. And I also know this young lady from Dallas, Texas.
Whoa. Ooh, nice move by Wendy there.
You bet. Wendy working on the left arm now with the Dazzler. Dazzler with a handful of hair. Well, these two young ladies just going at it. Scissors by the Dazzler. She's got Wendy. And putting the pressure on, too, right?
Oh, yes, she is. I'm impressed with this Dazzler.
Oh, yeah.
She smells money when she sees that championship, and she's going after it as hard as she can.
Yep. Well, I remember we had a chance to see the Dazzler when the AWA came to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we were impressed with her there. When the AWA comes to your town, make sure you are out there. If you want to see the real thing, the real wrestling, the real deal, then you come out and catch the AWA. And where else are you going to see stars like Wendy Richter, the Dazzler? This is great female wrestling action. Wendy Richter really cranking the pressure on the Dazzler, takes her down, and will not relinquish that headlock. Got her locked up, Ray. Could be a pinning combination.
Whoa, she almost got over there in a pinning position herself.
Wow. You know, Wendy Richter's a very bright woman. But I wonder if she came in here just a little overconfident tonight.
Well, that could be. I'll tell you what, that's a bad thing to do when you're the champion, because somebody will clean your clock in a hurry.
And that's the thing about being the champion, is everybody's after you. Everybody's after you.
And you can tell this Dazzler girl's been around the block a couple of times when it comes to wrestling.
Yep. I think there's nothing the Dazzler would like more than to walk out of this building tonight with that AWA Ladies Championship around her waist. Kicked out by Wendy Richter.
She looks very capable of winning this championship.
She sure does.
Well, she didn't get an opportunity to wrestle Wendy Richter by winning a lottery or clipping coupons.
That's right.
Boston Crab by Wendy Richter. Marty Miller asking if she wants to give it up. What a hold. What a hold by Wendy Richter. Look at this, Ray. Whoa, what a move. Dazzler. You have got to be impressed. You have got to be impressed by these two young women. Boy, they are just going full throttle, Ray.
Yes, they are.
Wendy Richter with the advantage, but the Dazzler with the scissors around the waist of Wendy Richter.
Oh!
Double sledge into the midsection by Wendy, and still the Dazzler will not let go of that scissors. Oh! She had to let go that time. What a power move by Wendy Richter. Wow.
That hit the back of her head hard on that mat.
Had to. Woo. Bounced like a basketball. Marty Miller trying to move in.
5
and break
minutes,
them apart.
elapsed time. 5 minutes.
5 minutes gone in this championship match, and you're seeing it on ESPN, the Total Sports Network. Shoulder into the midsection of Wendy Richter. Another shoulder, a third shoulder by the Dazzler. Again, the Dazzler driving that shoulder into the midsection of Wendy Richter. Ooh, nobody home on that one. You talk about going to the well once too often. Boot to the midsection by Wendy Richter. A kick to the side by Richter, and Wendy is just putting the boots to her. Trying to hook her up. Ooh. Wendy Richter's got the Dazzler hung up like a piece of laundry. And now putting the boots to her. Marty Miller trying to get the champion away from the challenger. And now Marty Miller warning her, and the Dazzler is hot. And Wendy Richter is hot.
Well, I tell you what, the Dazzler made a good move there, but getting out of there, she was in a bad way there for a couple of minutes.
Yep.
Catching a little air right now, Lee.
Yep, and I think the Dazzler, if nothing else, is making a mistake. You give Wendy Richter regain her composure. You know, Wendy Richter is very calculating. But like anybody else, she can lose her temper. And when you lose your temper, you tend to do stupid things.
Absolutely.
If nothing else, the Dazzler gave Wendy Richter a chance to regain her composure. And now Wendy Richter is a thinking wrestler. And that makes her a dangerous wrestler.
Well, she obviously has to be a thinker to hold on to that championship.
Oh, you bet. You bet. You better believe it. You better believe it. Let me ask you, Ray, how many moves in advance did you think ahead?
Well, when I was able, I tried to do it quite often, but you're not always in a predicament to where you can think ahead, depending on how hard you've been hit or how hard you've been slammed. Oh, what a move on that leg.
Excellent move by the Dazzler. Picked out that one body part on Wendy Richter. She's going to work on it now. Going to work on that left leg. She is got Wendy Richter in trouble. The Dazzler has picked out the left leg of Wendy Richter, and she's gone to work on it, Ray. Marty Miller trying to get him to break. Forearm to the back of Wendy Richter's head by the Dazzler. Marty Miller putting the 5 count on him. Into the ropes goes Wendy. Drop kick right to the midsection of Wendy Richter. The Dazzler's got Wendy Richter's legs, trying to drag her into the middle of the ring. Setting her up for a slingshot. She's got it. Oh, man. Wendy Richter went for the big ride. And there goes the Dazzler, once again working on the already injured left leg of Wendy Richter. I'll guarantee you one thing, Wendy Richter will remember where she was tonight, Ray.
You bet she will. He's going to be bruised from her nose to her toes.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, what a clubbing right forearm by the Dazzler. The Dazzler says it's over. It's over. The Dazzler thinks she's got Wendy Richter. Look at the power, though. Look at the power displayed by the champion. Marty Miller calling for a break, but Wendy punctuates it by driving her shoulder right into the midsection of the Dazzler. Wendy's got the Dazzler hung up in the ropes. Right hand to the midsection by Wendy. Clubbing right forearm by Wendy Richter, and down goes the Dazzler. Head first into the mat goes the Dazzler. Courtesy of Wendy Richter, 5 times the ladies champion. And look at this, Ray. Watch this. She's going to be able to bridge. Oh!
What a cradle. What a cradle.
This could be a submission. This could be. Oh, kick out by the Dazzler.
I have no idea how she got out of that.
I don't either.
Well, you can see that weight and that power and the experience coming on a little bit right now.
Oh, yeah.
Wendy's starting to take advantage of the situation.
She's got her in the surfboard. Wendy Richter's got the Dazzler in the surfboard, and this is also a submission hold. Unless she can... Marty Miller saying, you want me to ring it? You want me to ring it? Meaning, do you want me to give it up? You want to give it up? The Dazzler apparently saying no. She does not want to submit. She's trying to get over to the ropes, and Wendy Richter's still maintaining the surfboard, but the Dazzler managed to get out of it. And herself with a boot into the left arm of Wendy Richter, into the right arm, and now the Dazzler going to work on Wendy Richter. Shoulder into the midsection. Another shoulder into Wendy Richter's midsection. Marty Miller. Oh! Wow!
That planted her.
It's a heads-up move by Wendy Richter. Got her locked up for the power body slam. She got it. Down for the cover goes Wendy. 2.
Ooh. He just barely got out of that.
2 7/8 at least, but it's got to be a legitimate 3. Anything less of a 3 doesn't get it. Oh, the Dazzler went for the kick, and Wendy moved out of the way. The Dazzler down. Richter with an advantage. A great opportunity for Wendy now. She picks the Dazzler up. She's trying to get her. Rolls her up.
Package.
Ooh, what a move. Wow. I'm telling you, the Dazzler is in here for the long ride. She wants that championship belt. Into the ropes. Another small package by Wendy. 2. The Dazzler kicks out. And the Dazzler wants out. She wants to take a break, and I don't blame her. And Wendy is hot. Wendy is hot. And now the Dazzler says she's going to put her out of the wrestling business. Well, so far, these women have gone toe-to-toe, and not one of them has backed down from the other one, Ray.
Well, that's the truth. They took it right to each other from the very first start.
Wow. Oh, you are seeing 2 very tough young ladies.
In tremendous condition.
Yep. Wendy Richter brings the Dazzler in the hard way. Right forearm by Wendy, and down goes the Dazzler. Wendy says, come here, I've got something to show you. And what that something is, he placed her right on top of the top turnbuckle and the right hand. Oh! What a move by Wendy Richter. I'm surprised the Dazzler got up, let alone knows where she is. Shoulder tackle by Wendy, and down goes the Dazzler. Again, Wendy off the ropes. The Dazzler grabs her by the hair. Into the ropes, and down unceremoniously goes Wendy Richter. Setting her up for a slingshot. Oof. Over the top ropes. And that's it, over the top rope. Wendy Richter over the top rope. That's going to be a disqualification. Marty Miller, the referee, he's going to throw this one out, Ray.
It looked pretty deliberate, too. Boy, they're going after tooth and nail out here on the concrete now.
Whoa! Wendy Richter.
We may need another referee here.
Wendy Richter and the Dazzler, they've taken this one outside of the ring. This isn't a wrestling match anymore, Ray. This is just a street fight between the Dazzler and Wendy Richter. And now the Dazzler says, wait a minute, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Look out, they're coming over towards us. The Dazzler heading for higher ground, and there's your winner, Wendy Richter.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Marty Miller has disqualified the Dazzler, the winner, and still AWA Ladies Champion, Wendy Richter.
Wow.
Well, I tell you, it took its toll. You can see her right now. She's hurting.
Yep. Wendy Richter, she knows where she was tonight. And you're going to see how this occurred. She's got her set up for a slingshot. It's going to be a slingshot, but look, over the top rope goes Wendy Richter.
Dean and Danny.
And that's an automatic disqualification. An automatic disqualification.
Apparently your parents are lost.
Wendy Richter retaining the AWA Ladies Championship of the World.